Yuri here, episode 13, better than yesterday. Today I'm going to focus on behavior and how we set that behavior up. Quick realization that came to me, if you want to say a light bulb effect, is when I lost power in my house. Lost power in my house, I'm walking around with a flashlight because there's no lights in the house and it's dark out. First thing I do when I walk into the room, what do you do when you walk into a dark room? That's right, you turn on the switch. Well, the power is out. I even know that the power is out by holding a flashlight in my right hand while turning the lights on with my left hand. Didn't work. The lights were off. I figured out, oh, the lights are off. The lights are off, that's why I have the flashlight in my hand. I repeated that pattern for about 5 or 6 rooms. Every single time I go into a room, I turn on the lights, figure out that they're not working, even though I'm still holding the flashlight in my right hand. Why am I telling you this? It's a pattern, it's a behavior. Every time you walk into a dark room, you know that you're going to turn on a light to make the room light. And that is programmed into your brain. You don't have to think about it, you just do it. It's part of you, it's who you are. Why is this important? Because once you set a certain pattern into place, you have to really think about and focus your attention on doing the opposite. So if my attention is always to just walk in and turn the lights on, my focus needs to be, don't turn the light switch on, use the flashlight. This is important when you're breaking patterns, old patterns, whether you're attempting to quit smoking, to eat better, to exercise better, going from not exercising to exercising, whether it's doing a certain movement the right way. If you're squatting and you're used to squatting one way and now you need to change your pattern of squatting a different way, a better way, the way that your body should be moving, then that takes a little time. It takes a little bit of focus, a lot of focus actually. You can only focus on that aspect of it. That takes a lot of work. And that's one of the things that I want to point out is that it's a lot of work to rebrand and repattern your brain to change the habit, to change the behavior. And do it consistently for about 2 to 3 weeks and the pattern sits in. You don't have to think about it as much. You still have to focus on it when you start getting fatigued, especially for the movements. But if it's a behavior such as eating better, it takes 2 to 3 weeks and then you just kind of consistently keep moving along. Once in a while, you still have to focus on it, but after the 2-3 weeks of straight up focus, it sets in and it becomes your behavior. And there is a scientific studies out there, there's a bunch of science behind it. It's not just me saying 2 weeks just because I think that's something to do. There's reason for it. It takes that long to create pattern into your brain and create that healthier behavior. And again, the goal is to create a healthy behavior. Same thing with unhealthy behavior. The way you got to where you are, whatever you're doing, it happened over time. Think about this, guys. Every time you're doing anything new, focus on it. Take your time, focus on what you're doing. Even if you have the flashlight in your hand, you still have to focus on it and know that, okay, I'm not gonna reach with my left hand to switch on the light switch. I will focus on the right hand and turn that light on before I test out the light switch. When you're doing the pattern of, let's say, squatting, focus on the movement at itself. Don't focus on anything else. Focus on the right technique, whether it's whatever the movement is, right? It's always technique first. Focus on that. Recenter yourself. Focus is the key word here. If it's food, pre-plan beforehand. Focus on what you're doing. That way you don't have to think about it throughout the whole week or throughout the whole day. And you have the plan in action already in hand. You follow through it and you don't have to think about it too much. After 3 weeks of doing the same thing over and over again, the right way, your body remembers it. Why am I repeating this? So it gets into your brain. Hopefully you watch it for the next 2-3 times and it becomes a pattern and it kind of makes sense to you. Focus, guys. Be better than yesterday. Have a good one.